Sports Limelight, episode 34. Hello, Drew.
Bill, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Wanted to come in with some live rush there in honor of going to see them in November. In this case, From Different Stages, 1998, one of the many hard-to-choose-from renditions of Limelight. Here's a little more of that. Oh, gotta end it sometime. We have another special guest with us today. Hello, Brad.
Hello, William.
Or should I say, what was your alter ego going to be?
Screen name that I use in late-night chat rooms is Tennessee Jed. J-E with a D at the end.
I already like our new guest, Bill.
Now, before we get into the main topics, I owe the audience, at least in the Phoenix area, an apology. Overhyping a solar eclipse that just didn't live up to what I expected. Or as comic book guy from The Simpsons would say,
worst episode ever.
Worst eclipse ever. Now, you were telling me before we started, Drew, it ended up to be 83% coverage?
It got up to 83% coverage in Phoenix, yeah. We
were promised mid-90s. I don't get it. Way off, astrologers. Come on.
Can you actually look at that type of eclipse?
I was looking at it with double sunglasses. I don't know if that's safe or not, but my eyes are pretty bad as it is, so.
Yeah, I was using a welder's mask, so I had perfect filter
so
of it.
You were like out in the middle of your driveway, just like with a welder's mask staring at the sun?
Yeah, you know it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it looks like the Heat and Celtics are tied up here. It'll be interesting to see if Boston can take a win here in Miami.
Yeah, either 2-0 and Boston's pretty much finished, or 1-1, and I still think Miami would win, but at least Boston makes a series out of it.
Yeah, and how about the Spurs? They're still undefeated in the playoffs.
Man, what do they have 20 wins in a row now going back to the regular season?
Yeah, Brad, have you been watching any of the Spurs playoff games?
Spurs playoffs games. I do know they've won 20 games in a row, but I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds lately. But,
okay.
But the Spurs are on quite a tear, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win the finals, which was your prediction in Sports Limelight 1A in 2011.
Awesome.
Unreleased edition that you just invented just now.
Yes, it was on the bonus tracks on the DVD that I purchased from your website.
Now, would you do commentary on those? Like, we're talking, and then you just talk over them?
I do that anyways. I just turn the volume off, but I have a visual because I bought the DVD, and I just kind of mouth what I think you guys are saying. And sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's kind of lonely.
And I think I heard that you could also play Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon to that, and it would sync up.
Oh, definitely. Any Pink Floyd whatsoever is a great accompaniment.
Now, we're going to take the approach today, kind of a theme of we did Fact or Fiction a couple months back, and now we're going to do just a simple yes or no question. Starting with the Spurs Thunder series, gentlemen, starting with you, Drew, the question is, the Spurs will win this series easily, yes or no?
Yes, I believe they'll win in 5. They'll lose Game 3 in Oklahoma City, but then they'll gather and win the next 2.
Yeah!
What do you think, Brad?
I would agree with him. I would also put in a firm yes. That was definitely a firm yes. Thank you.
I'm going to round it out 3 for 3, say yes as well. I see Oklahoma City maybe taking one of their home games.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
And I am Mr. Galliweekich.
You mean Dr. Galakowicz?
Yes, I am.
Next question. The New York Giants are in trouble after Hakeem Nicks broke his foot late last week.
No, because they are a good team regardless of injuries, as seen from last year.
Brad.
It really has a lot to do with where Tiki Barber is involved with this scenario, but if Tiki cares, I'm going to say that the Giants will survive without Akeem Olajuwon.
How do you know that was a member of the public and not just a friend?
Yeah, my friends know that I have a strict no-call policy.
And again, I'll make it 3 for 3. No, not a problem. The Giants have really thrived with the next man up thing. Rookie Ruben Randall was touted as someone who could start right away. Now we'll see if that's true, even if Nicks isn't ready for opening day. In addition, it's really a show-me year for Ramses Barden, a third-round pick in 2009, now going into his 4th season. I wouldn't quite say he's flashed, but he's flickered at times. So the blessing in disguise could be, Nicks stays in shape by, doing like riding the exercise bike or something, and other guys get more reps in practice.
Nah, Trey, I don't feel you.
I don't know if you guys know, but the New Orleans Hornets got the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, so they'll probably get Anthony Davis. And who knows if he'll pan out. I think he's pretty solid. He just needs to gain some weight.
Yeah, and the Suns got the 13th pick.
Yes, which actually is like a 5th or 6th pick in other drafts because it's pretty deep.
Well, hopefully we get a superstar and we end up trading him 3 years later.
Yes, that would be the ideal scenario.
Excuse me. Yes? Do you have a table for the mayor? Yes! Why do you talk that way? I had a stroke!
Is that from The Simpsons, Bill?
That was The Simpsons. Your Phoenix Suns, as the marketing goes, your Phoenix Suns pick 13th. What do you think they can do there?
Well, as Brad said earlier, it's kind of a deeper class this year, so it's almost like getting a top 10 pick. So we'll see. I would hope they get somebody big.
Yes, and to add on that, I don't know, maybe they'll trade the pick too. I mean, really the franchise has been managed pretty poorly, and they don't have a whole lot to build off of. So, I mean, they could get a guy that's not like superstar level, but you never know. They're talking Austin Rivers, or maybe somebody will fall. But there's also some talk that they'll package the pick maybe to land another star, somebody on the trade block, even though the chances are very unlikely. But there's gossip that mean nothing about, Pau Gasol or a Rudy Gay or somebody like that. But I mean, the Suns, there's a lot of different scenarios. They could rebuild for a short-term run and get a whole bunch of old guys, or they could try to add a star like Eric Gordon. But really, there's not a lot in free agency. You have Gordon, who's probably going to stay now that they have Anthony Davis, or you have Hibbert, who's probably going to stay with Indiana. And then you have a whole bunch of, third-tier role players or third options. So I don't see a lot in free agency, so it'll be real interesting to see what happens.
So will the Suns make some moves?
Yes, I do.
Well, isn't Dwight Howard like the main free agent this year?
Next year. He's in 2013. He signed a one-year extension. So this year, Eric Gordon's the top free agent, Deron Williams and Eric Gordon are probably the top free agents, followed by Hibbert and who else do you have? I think O.J. Mayo is up there. But after that, it's kind of slim pickings because Chris Paul signed an extension, Dwight Howard signed an extension. So you have Williams, and they're talking about him staying in Brooklyn or going to the Mavericks. I think today they said he's not staying in Brooklyn, but that changes weekly. So there's not a whole lot of options out there. So I could easily see the Suns losing Nash and just not having much of anything.
In which case, they would have...
No chance, so that's what you got.
Yeah, I read that Deron Williams will only play in New Jersey if they get Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I read that today as well, I think in the SI.com rumors column. And if you ever read the comments underneath the rumors, there's one guy who is always like the first 5 comments that ends his sentence in bro. And it's pretty simple but funny, like when Amari hit the fire extinguisher, his comment was workman's comp, bro. But if you ever go on there, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I love reading the ESPN forum comments.
Especially, this guy does it all the time. He's on my winning list.
Winning.
And also, too, I mean, the other aspect of Charlotte winning the first pick, New Orleans winning the first pick is Charlotte not getting the first pick. So the Bobcats not only supposedly tank their season, but Michael Jordan gets burned again. It's just not in the stars for him to have a successful franchise.
They can't even win at losing.
Correct.
Now to wrap things up with a couple odds and ends. First, there's a new Adam Sandler movie coming out. As a bonus, it appears to have a cameo from Rex Ryan, guaranteeing that this movie will boast a lot and not win anything.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Maybe he'll win a Tony for his performance.
That deserves Daniel Bryan one more time.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And now, to take us out, we usually play Fly By Night here, but we've got the latest Rush single, Headlong Flight. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Brad, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
On the high
tonight.